Hello, welcome to another episode of Untrap Your Brain. Um, as we usually say, the brain is the central nervous system that controls your whole being, that's your whole body. So that is what we have been discussing all through for a very long time now. But surprisingly, we're almost coming to an end of the episode and end of the season. So, but one thing I know for sure is today's episode is a very wonderful episode. It's going to show us a lot of things that has to do with the brain. So that is just it. One thing about today is we're going to learn a lot of wonderful things. So, today, just know that your thought is not private. Your thought is a transmission. You're thinking in your mind. Your neighbor can't hear you. The next person can't hear you. Or probably you're saying it loud. Maybe people can't hear you. Maybe it's just you alone. But just understand that your thought is not private. It's a transmission, right? So your thought is like you're giving a command to your brain. So that is why it is not it is not private. As I'm thinking right now, I'm transmitting something. So whatever it is that I'm thinking, and I kind of nurture it, I'm giving a command to my brain. So anything I nurture will grow, and anything I don't give any, I don't even nurture, I ignore, fades away. So that is just it, right? You love somebody, you keep thinking about the person, you keep thinking about the person. You're signaling to your brain something. So it means that anytime you see this person, your brain will give you the energy that supports that thought in your heart about that person. But when you hate that person, same thing will happen. Your brain will signal your brain. You are signaling, your thought is signaling to your brain that, oh, I hate this person, and your brain will supply the exact energy that supports that thought that you're nurturing. So your thought is not private, right? You're just transmitting something. So one of the funny thing is whether you agree or you don't agree, you are transmitting something. So when you decide to think, you don't decide to think, you are transmitting something. So that's just the important thing about it. So whatever that we think about, the energy, the brain regenerates the energy from within to support that. Let's think about it. The brain will supply you with imaginations, with pictures, scenarios, whether it's past event or maybe imaginary fiction self that has nothing, as in has nothing at all to do with what you know. So you are transmitting something. So that's just it. So or maybe you are thinking about the next variety and you overthink it. You nurture that thought for a very long time. You're signaling to your brain, I want a car and I want a luxury car. That's the signal. So that is the important thing about today. We know today, we understand today. Today is our thought is not private. It's not something that we do private, right? Widely we do it on our own. Nobody's seeing us. It's just in our mind, and then we are thinking it. The truth is, whatsoever thought you decide to choose to nurture in your heart, you are transmitting it to your brain. Oh, my brain, I am nurturing this, I am comfortable with this. Then the brain will give you the exact energy that supports that thought. So whether that thought is good, not good. Remember in our previous episode, I did mention that the brain cannot differentiate between reality and the fiction. So it cannot even differentiate between what is good and what is bad. And that is the reason why. The reason why those people you tag wicked still succeed. Because in their own mind, they don't see themselves as wicked. They see themselves as a successful person. And at the end of the day, they become successful. Not because of whatever thing you think about them, not because of what you assume about them. It is about what they think, what thought they nurture. They nurture themselves as an entrepreneur, the best one at that, or as a worldly person, the best one at that. So whatever behavior you see that make you think they're bad or wicked doesn't really matter. What matters is how they see themselves. And from how they view themselves, all the thoughts they have about themselves, and that is how they're going to respond to events. So it means that we don't have control about what the universe is going to throw on us. I don't have control about what you're going to think about me. I don't know what's going to happen next. But one thing I'm very sure of is I have the zeal, I have the power to control my responses, my reactions, how I respond to whatever the universe throws at me. I have what? The authority, I have the power, the willpower to control that. Meaning that how do I have this willpower? By my thought. Right? My thought determines what kind of energy I'm going to emit. So if I emit that I'm a confident person, I'm really a confident person. So when you approach me, whatever it is, my approach to it is as a confident person. My brain will give me that energy. Now let's take for instance, have you ever found yourself in a scenario whereby somebody tells you you're trying to approach a person who stays in an office, but somebody's telling, no, this person is very wicked, oh, it's very rude, it's very bad at this. But however, you you ignored some of those things and you're, anyway, let me just approach this person. And then you approach this person, you now realize that the person was so indifferent to you. Why? You did not even care whatever the person is. You are approaching this person as a normal human being, and they responded to you just like that. So that is just the truth. Our thoughts are not private. It's a transmission. Whether we agree or we don't agree, we are transmitting something, and that has to do with what our thought. And whatever the brain is doing, the brain is just doing its job. So if you feel sad, and then to the extent that you feel depressed, it's all about your thoughts. What are the common thoughts you have in your brain? So because of these thoughts that you have in your brain is supplying you with the energy, with the right adrenaline that you need to ensure that you're comfortable. Sometimes they do say that comfort zone is really bad. It's not really a good place. So the brain keeps saying that comfort zone. So the brain is just doing its job. The question is, are you actually being intentional about yourself? Because when you are intentional about yourself, you're going to choose what thought comes into your mind and what thought you nurture on. I bet you there are millions of thoughts flowing in your mind, in your thought, in your brains. The thing is, those millions of thoughts, you will pick one, right? And nurture. Which one do you pick? Is it the good? Is it the bad? Just understand that both good and bad actually do come in. The one we nurture is what makes us who we are. And if you nurture the bad, the brain will supply you the energy that you need for that bad. So that is just it. So today, just understand one thing. Your thought is not private. Your thought is a transmission. You are transmitting to your brain what you want, and your brain is emitting what? The right energy, the right vibes, the right adrenaline based on what you transmitted. If you transmit that the business will be good this week, the brain will supply you the exact energy that you need to respond to whatever happens that day. If you decide that, oh, today the rain will be too much, and then the brain will do the same thing, right? So whatever that you nurture will grow, and whatever you ignore will fade away. So nurture that particular thought that you actually do want. So that's a take home today, right? So one thing I want to let you know today is anything you decide to do has its ups and downs. You decide to do the good thing, it has its ups and downs. Decide to do the negative things, it has its ups and downs. But what matters is not the end result, is what you become. Let's take for instance, you want to have a six pack, you want to have a fit body and all those things. Remember, having decided to do that is a very wonderful thing. But remember, the problem of waking up on time to go to gym, picking up which day and which day to go to gym, whether morning or evening or afternoon, how long, it's a problem. Then thinking of how do I get back home to get prepared for work, to get prepared for events and things like that. And at the end, another problem is the problem of dieting. What kind of food do I eat to ensure that all my efforts in the gym actually works? Right? You may think it's not a problem, but until you start gymming for the first time, you realize that waking up early is an issue, considering that gym actually doesn't give you the financial or physical whatever immediately. So it's an issue. Then the adrenaline after gymming that will make you to discipline yourself not to overeat or eat any junk food is also a problem. So now your ability to control all those things, to be consistent regardless of the up and down that is involved in gymming, is what gives you the fit body that you require. So now at the end of the day, you realize whether you made the six pack, you didn't make the six pack, you realize that you have become somebody who is intentional with their body, who is intentional with their health, who is intentional with their dieting. Because for you to actually gym and get the actual result that you need to as well look into your diet as well. So you become what? A patient, intentional somebody who is healthy. And that is it. So let's take another example. Let's say, for instance, you want to buy a car, and then you've already looked into your business, or probably your employee, and then you have calculated your financial, whatever, and you now discovered, okay, you have to save for like 3 years to be able to get a car. At the end of that 3 years, you may be able to get this car, but within these 3 years, you have become somebody who saves, somebody who has the ability to save, somebody who has the patience to save. Now, let me tell you the ups and downs that comes with that. There can be events that needs you to do something with the money you are intending to save, but your ability to save that makes you somebody who is determined. That when you mean something, when you mean business, you stick to it. So do you understand what that means? The car is not what matters. It's who you become. Somebody who can actually save. Somebody who can be disciplined enough to ensure this money, this percentage of money is for my car, and that's my car alone. Oh no, 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 my adrenaline is high, I'm so hungry, but I chose water over junk. I chose vegetables over. Yes. So this is what that matters. It's not actually the end result. You set a goal. It's not even the goal that matters, it's who you become. The patience, the consistency, the whatever determinations, the motivations. When there is no motivations, people say that motivation doesn't last. It's partially not true, because you can wake up every morning creating your motivations, generating the necessary adrenaline that leads to that motivation, the inspiration that we need. So it's just like a transmission. You wake up every morning transmitting to your mind, to your brain, that you need this type of energy. And that's it. So that's why you hear there are people that are hyperactive. Hyperactive. They always think about things that ginger them, things that create adrenaline often. So that is it. So when you choose to untrap your brain, there are ups and downs. Accept it wholeheartedly, because even if you choose not to untrap your brain and you now stay in a survival mood, there is still ups and downs. That is it. Even if I choose not to be fit, there is still ups and downs too. And if I choose to be fit, there is still ups and downs. So life, there are ups and downs in life. So understand that, having understood that your brain having understood that your brain is not private and is always transmitting something, and you deciding to choose that exact thing that you want, that special thing that you actually do want, and that, or you choose to become that special person that you want to become, understand too, there are ups and downs. So whether you decide to be transmitting whatever thing you like, ups and downs. So if there are ups and downs in everything, so why don't I choose the right thing? Why don't I choose the thing that I really want? The things that really gives me joy. So that is it. So make sure today, I'm beseeching you to always have the right thought, right? Always have the right thought, right? If I do it right, there's ups and downs. I don't do it right, there's ups and downs. Then I choose right because still there's always up and down in everything. So at the end of the day, the ups and downs wouldn't matter. The end result wouldn't matter. Is who I become at the process of getting a particular goal. That's what makes up who I am. So today we've come to the end of today's episode. So if there's anything, just like I usually do say, if there's any opinion and anything that you really want to share in regards to this topic, feel free to reach out to me. And as well, I want to say thank you for those who are patient with me and as well reached out to me as regards to the last episode. Thank you for that, and I really learned a lot from you. Do you know one thing? The more I speak to you, the more I get to learn. And the more you share with me your opinion, your thought, the more me as well get to learn. So it's a win-win game. So let's win together. Thank you.